Greetings! Welcome to the Oracle Java SE8 Programmer 1 1Z0-808 complete video course. Oh, and in case you're wondering, for historical reasons, the exam addressed by this course is sometimes referred to as the Associate exam. Older versions of the exam were referred to that way by Oracle, but they seem to have dropped the designation with the Java 8 update, and they just call it Programmer 1. It's customary, before starting to teach a course, for the instructor to make an introduction with a little personal background. Hi, I'm Simon. I have a degree in computer science and a long history both programming and teaching. In 1995, I joined Sun Microsystems as a senior instructor. I taught the first Java classes ever delivered by Sun in the UK. Not long after that, I created Sun's first Java certification exams, the precursors to the exam you're preparing for today. At that time, we set a high bar, and that bar remains high to this day. Since then, I've written and taught classes on a wide variety of Java-related topics for many other IT departments and training companies besides Sun. I've co-authored some books too, including a while ago one addressing Java Programmer certification and one on the Java Architecture certification. This course is a revision of one I created for the Java 7 version of this exam. I also created a course called Java Programming Basics, which addresses carefully selected essentials to help programmers, whether or not they are familiar with object orientation, get started programming with Java as quickly as possible. The Java certification exams have a reputation for being tough. I think that's a good thing. It makes the achievement of passing them something you can rightly be proud of, and something that potential employers respect. In this course, I've set out to try to teach you, as clearly as possible, the material that you will need to know to pass the exam. But more than that, I believe that by the time we're done, you won't merely know things, you'll understand them. Indeed, throughout the course, I've deliberately covered a bit more than the minimum you need to scrape a passing grade. Not a lot more, as that would just be burdensome. There are several things I hope to achieve by this, and I carefully used these additional goals to guide my boundaries. First, it's much easier to remember something that you understand than it is to learn a simple list of facts. So I have sought to help you understand, both for this reason and to help you be more effective as a programmer. Second, if you have context for a piece of information, that helps both retention and understanding, and these things tend to feed off each other, again making it easier to pass the exam and easier to be effective at your job. Finally, I've added a little information that I believe will give you big rewards, either in making the exam seem easier, in making you a significantly better programmer, or in making you more employable and better equipped for an interview. I'm confident that you'll find these extras beneficial. I've structured the course closely around the certification exam objectives. This is to help you know exactly where you stand in relation to the things you need to know. The first module discusses general issues such as how the exam is structured, how to study, and how to answer multiple choice questions. The remainder of the course follows exactly the objective definitions which you might already have seen on Oracle's website. So, Module 2 is Java Basics, which looks at foundation knowledge about variables, the structure of classes, making a program that you can actually run, and using library classes in your code. It also discusses key features of the Java platform, such as platform independence and what object orientation is about. Module 3 is Working with Java Data Types. It investigates declaration and initialization of variables, and the differences between primitive and reference types, and accessing fields in objects. In this module, you'll also learn about the object lifecycle, particularly garbage collection. Java has a full complement of operators, and these, along with the conditional or decision constructions, if, else, and switch, are the topics of Module 4, using operators and decision constructs. Next, you'll learn about Java's arrays, both single and multidimensional, in creating and using arrays, which is Module 5. The next module, using loop constructs, addresses iterating using Java's 4 kinds of loops: while, do while, for, and enhanced for. Java's break and continue statements for loop control are also covered in this module. Module 7 covers a lot of information under the heading Working with Methods and Encapsulation. You'll learn about methods and constructors, arguments and return values, and overloading. You'll see the difference between static and non-static features of a class, and between default and user-defined constructors. The module moves on to investigate encapsulation and the access modifiers that can be used to implement this principle. The module closes by studying the behavior of variables passed into methods. Module 8 addresses the exam's grouping Working with Inheritance. There are some really powerful tools in Java and object-oriented programming, and this is a key module for getting to grips with these. You'll learn about inheritance and polymorphism, abstract classes and interfaces. You'll see how generalization allows programs to be easy to extend, and how Java's super and this keywords, casting, and your understanding of the relationship between the type of an object and the type of its reference can give you the control and flexibility to make the most of this design approach. The penultimate module is called Handling Exceptions. Java's exception mechanism is carefully thought out and provides useful features for differentiating 3 broad categories of problems using checked exceptions, runtime exceptions, and errors. You'll learn how to use try, catch, and finally to create clear code that is easy to read and maintain, and why and how to use exceptions wisely for the purpose they were intended. Finally, you'll learn how to invoke methods that throw exceptions and to recognize some key exception classes and know what their purpose is. Finally, Module 10 addresses working with selected classes from the Java API. This group of objectives collects together some useful library classes that all Java programmers should be familiar with: string and string builder, several classes that work with dates and times that are new with Java 8, and array list. This module also addresses the predicate interface and the basics of Java 8's new Lambda syntax that makes it into this exam. At the end of each module, you'll find a quiz. These were created to help you test yourself and determine if you're understanding the material taught in each section. Let's get started.